So we're going to do a piercing tattoos video because we've had so many piercings, it's actually ridiculous, and we've got a couple of tattoos.
And it was requested.
It was.
So we'll go in chronological order and start with piercings, I think.
Yes.
So the first piercing we got was a cartilage piercing.
Back in the day.
Have you still got this one?
I have.
I thought you took it out.
No, I changed it.
Oh right, okay. Well, we still have that. Pain?
Out of 10,
I think 5.
I think it was a 5 because I remember it being less bad than it was, but at the time, that healing process, especially when it's your first piercing.
Yeah, and also the place we went to used a gun, which is, if you know anything about piercings, like, just don't get a gun. Please don't use a gun on a cartilage piercing.
I think I've got like broken veins in my ear
yeah,
where it's shattered. It's horrible.
And mine's in a, I mean, you'll see it in the close-up, but mine's in a really weird place. Not where it's supposed to be. It's healed now, but it takes a long time to heal. But a lot of people have got it, so it's obviously not that bad, but it hurts.
Yeah, there's no denying that it hurts.
I also have another cartilage, or like, is it Helix? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, I think it's a Helix.
And I got another one done with a needle, and it still really hurt. So both ways hurt bad.
Yeah.
But just using a gun isn't safe, basically, from what I understand.
So if your shop like ours is a little bit dodgy, just ask them for a needle.
Yeah.
If you have to ask, it's obviously not a good sign, but you know.
Yeah.
Next one we got was nose piercing, which we've both now no longer got because it was so annoying.
It didn't suit me either, at all.
I think it would have suited us if we'd have changed the jewellery.
It was
just a metal.
Grace, I've looked at pictures.
Is it rough?
It was rough.
Kind of miss mine.
No, great. I promise you, it was rough.
Was it rough?
It was not cute. It was a lot of things, but cute was not one. That was done with a needle. I can't remember.
Pain, about 2 or 3.
Yeah, I don't remember it being painful. We just pulled it out like every night, consistently.
Yeah, because especially if you have cats, you'll understand that cat hair gets on your nose and that is itchy. And then when you scratch your nose, that piercing was coming out, and it was coming out every time I had a shower, in my sleep.
Yeah.
It was just so
and
annoying.
Putting on makeup and stuff is a pain.
Ugh, you get that, you have like redness still where you can't put foundation.
And then they got infected and went really... I mean, if you want to get it, get it. I think it does suit some people, but it just didn't suit me.
Yeah.
And it wasn't that bad to heal. It would have been okay if I wouldn't have kept pulling it out. If it would have stayed in, I'm sure it would have been okay.
What's the next one we got? I think that was the industrial, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we both got the industrial done.
With a needle?
Yeah, with the needle.
Obviously, you can't really do the gun. Oh my god, it hurt so bad.
It hurt bad. Because obviously you have 2 needles in at the same time and they pull them out and like kebab skewer your ear.
I'd say the worst bit isn't even when the needle's going through, it's when they're putting that jewellery in, like, mother.
Jesus Christ.
That hurts. I no longer have it. I don't know why I have all the piercing horror stories, but basically it was in the wrong place, too close to the edge of my ear.
Due to the shop.
Due to the shop again, it was their fault. They told me to take it out, but I think I know everything, so I didn't.
Yeah.
And then they were like, it's going to rip through your ear. I just kept it in. I'd had it for like 8 months by this point.
Yeah, we didn't exactly believe that would happen.
My ear just pushed it out, basically. It's right to the edge. And then it sounds dramatic if I say it split my ear, but it was like a little tiny bit.
It was a gradual thing, it wasn't like a massive rip.
Yeah, so it hurt really bad to get it done. And the healing process is a bitch.
Like, mine's only just healed and I've had it for about 2 years.
Yeah, it's pain because you've got 2 holes and you can't sleep on it, it's just horrible.
And this bar like moves up and down in your sleep. And I tried to change mine, I had an arrow in for ages. And oh my god, nothing's ever got more infected. Like, my mum and dad were like, take it out, your ear is going to fall off, like it's hideous.
It was bad.
It was rough. But yeah, it's healed now, so.
It hurt really bad, but I would do it again.
Yeah.
Because I think it looked really good.
Out of 10, what would you say? I'd say a 7 or a 6.
Yeah, I'd say a 6 or a 7, but like sometimes it could be an 8.
Yeah, it could be an 8. And when it was infected, I'd say a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, it was bad. What was next? Maybe the dermals?
Oh god.
let's just do a public service announcement. Research dermals before you get dermals done. Like, I'm not saying don't do it, I'm just saying...
Don't just find a picture on Pinterest, go into a piercer and be like, hey, I would like a stud in my arm, please.
Dermals are a serious thing to do. Like, if you want to do it, that's fine. A lot of people have them, but that you have to understand like what you're undertaking, because I think if I would have known how permanent they are, I don't think I would have got them.
I think I still would have done, but I think it's wise to research.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we've got one in each arm. I've only got one left.
Charlotte, another piercing horror story, pulled hers out.
I mean, we'll get on to that. Getting it done was like an 8 or a 9.
Getting it done, yeah, I'd say an 8.
Like, you know, it's a scalpel. Getting it twisted into that open cut, it was really bad.
It was rough.
So that was an 8. Healing is really easy unless you pull them. Like,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like,
fine.
We did it and then went and did a shift at work, probably like an hour after.
In a clothes shop, like.
It was fine. They didn't hurt after it. It was really weird. Like, it was such a bad pain and they're cutting you.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hurt after it. It's just, if you, like, even now, I pulled mine a few days ago and
I caught mine, and then they get really bruised, like a dark purple like ring around them.
Yeah.
Pain wasn't, it was really bad. Because you're lying flat and it takes like a few minutes on each side to be able to twist that into that hole. And obviously you don't get numbing or anything. And
no. But getting mine removed, basically I pulled mine up.
So we had to go and get it cut out. How was that?
Getting it cut out was like a 9 or a 10. It hurt bad, like really bad.
Yeah.
We've had them for quite a while now, probably like a year. Really.
Yeah, probably a year.
So obviously by that point, like my skin had grown through it so much.
Yeah.
That it was hard to get it out, basically.
Yeah, the longer they're in, the worse it is to get out.
And I think that's probably why I would say just like make sure you know what you're getting into.
Next one, I went and got my Tragus and triple fold Helix at the same time. Wouldn't recommend doing that, nearly passed out. Triple fold Helix is the worst one I've had. That was probably a 10. Like, that's the only one where I've like audibly made noise where it hurt. Because it's so close to your face and so thick.
Yeah. And obviously you're getting 3 at once, going through a painful place.
Yeah, I think your adrenaline kind of runs out after the second one and you're just like, no. But yeah, mine, I had, eventually 2 of them got caught in my hair at concerts and pulled out, and they were just, when one gets infected, they all do, so it was really hard to heal. And because I have quite small ears apparently, the bars were kind of overlapping and they kept rubbing on each other and it was just a nightmare.
We've both got the Tragus. That's like, mine really, I think yours probably hurt because you'd had all those other ones done.
Yeah.
Like at that point, how much more can you take?
Yeah.
But mine, I didn't eat, like honestly, probably like a 2 or 3 out of 10, I really didn't feel it. Healing though is kind of a pain. Mine, I mean, the thing with all ear piercings is like each day is different. It depends how you sleep on them. I slept on mine weird last night and mine really hurts today.
Yeah, my Tragus really hurt. I think it's because I got it done straight after the fold Helix, but I think my Tragus is quite thick as well. Mine's still like...
Yeah, that's another thing, like the thickness of your ear.
Yeah.
Plus it's how much like pain tolerance you've got. Like, should we recap the pain of each one?
Yes. Okay.
So what did we start with? Cartilage was like a 5 at the time, but now it would probably be like a 4 because it just it would be in the first one.
No, it was a 2.
Yeah, 2 I feel like. Industrial or scaffolding was like 7.
7, yeah.
What else have we even got? Triple fold Helix?
10.
Tragus, I would say a 3, you'd probably say.
I'd say a 5 or a 6 for Tragus.
It just depends how thick it is as well. Dermals, getting them done would be like an 8 to 9.
Yeah.
Healing is like 1.
Healing was nothing, yeah.
Getting it removed, 9 or a 10. That hurt really bad.
Yeah. Right, so we'll move on to tattoos now, which we have 2.
Each.
Yes.
So the first one we got, we'll insert, and I think the reason this was requested was because we showed them in the 1975 vlog.
Yeah.
So mine is 2/102, 2/. And yours is... Mine's
the same but 505.
Yeah. And basically that was 2 songs from the 1975 and the Arctic Monkeys, and then the slashes are the 1975, that's what they do.
That's their kind of logo, so
yeah,
it's kind of music related, and as well it's 2 of our favourite songs, so
yeah.
And they're both 3 numbers, so they're kind of like friendship tattoos in a way.
Yeah, but I think like, I don't really know if we should go into meaning like deep, but I think the 1975 and the Arctic Monkeys, like, they just kind of sum up
teenage years.
Yeah, like they're just the soundtrack for teenage years.
Yeah.
I could literally like talk for about 3 hours about that.
Yeah.
Pain, out of 10, maybe like, they're tiny.
They're tiny,
so when
like...
it started to hurt and then it was like, oh, it's done. It's like 5 minutes.
So like a 4.
Yeah, I'd say a 4. On the ribs, obviously, it's quite painful, but like it's just so small.
It hurt when it was going over the bone, but then it was so quick.
Yeah, you just don't. And then, obviously, like healing, I wouldn't say it hurt in healing.
I think it hurt because I took my dog for a walk and I was like being pulled on the lead and that hurt. But it wasn't too bad. It just feels like a bruise,
No,
really.
it was alright. I mean, it is literally tiny.
Yeah.
So that's not saying rib tattoos don't hurt, because they do. But if you get in one like this big, it's probably going to be okay.
It's fine.
And then the second one we have...
It's a foot tattoo.
So, you can go first.
Mine's a forest down the side of going from my heel to the middle of my foot. And it was a lot of shading, and like the tattooist did grass on the root of the trees, which was dot work, so that really hurt because it's so many little punctures. But other than that, I don't know, it really hurt. It took a while.
It really fucking hurt.
Yeah, my nails were like in that chair.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. Do you want to say like the meaning?
I
mean, we don't really think tattoos always have to have a meaning. What is there a meaning?
Kind of. I think the forest is kind of like an escapism thing. And we spent a lot of time like walking around. There's like forest near my house, so it kind of relates to that.
Mine is on the top of my foot, and it's a moon, as I'm sure you'll see, with like beads hanging off. Oh my god. Oh my god. There's no shading in mine, it's just an outline. Oh my god. I think I went first.
Yeah,
and I was sat in that chair and I was like, no, and she was like, and he started, and I went.
She looked at me and I thought, do I not do it?
Oh my god. I mean, I heard foot tattoos, you can't prepare for that pain. I heard foot tattoos were going to hurt, and it hurt bad. I'd say like an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, mine went from a 4 where I was kind of giggling because it tickled to a 10 where I had tears in my eyes. I was gripping that chair, like biting.
It does depend. Like the mid bits of mine were like a 6 out of 10, and then when he was getting nearer to the top of my foot, like towards the ankle and like near my toes, that was like an 8. It hurt really bad. Obviously, like your foot is so bony on top, it just
especially because you inevitably gonna be near a bone. Like the largest tree I have is between my heel and my ankle bone, and oh my god,
it does hurt really bad.
We had to get a taxi home from the Pierces.
I actually couldn't walk on it.
No.
The meaning of mine, I mean, they're like a meaning, but it's hard to explain without context. I guess like I've been obsessed with the moon for a long time, and like this is really. It's
like Charlotte's thing. I always buy moon jewellery.
It's kind of like deep, but not. Basically, like I think this is true of Grace as well. Like when something's not right, we don't sleep.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if something's going on in my life, I probably won't sleep for, like, a month consistently. So I think it just, like, reminds me of that, like, just being awake and, like, strength. I don't know, it's kind of deep but embarrassing. Also, the beads coming off it, this isn't why I got this, but we went to go see Frozen, and I think if you've seen it, the scene where the forest where Olaf first comes and all the beads are hanging off the tree.
And the reindeer gets some coins on them.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, so that makes me happy.
We've seen Frozen so many times.
Too many times.
It's such a good film.
Yeah, but it bled quite a bit when I was getting it done. Healing is quite horrible, I'm not gonna lie. It itches.
Especially on your foot.
Really, really bad. You're supposed to not cover it for about 2 weeks, but like that's unrealistic. We've got
midwinter and done. We got it done.
Yeah, you know.
Had to wear school shoes every day.
Yeah, we have. We have to go to sixth form, and we both got jobs. You can't not cover it. I just basically tried to keep it uncovered around the house as much as I could, and just put on the cream. When it gets tight though, it gets very itchy.
Like incredibly itchy. I woke up in the night finding myself scratching it, and then I was like,
but it's like a burn itch. It's horrible. But other than that, it's okay. I mean, they're not bad, is it? It's alright, you can deal with it. It's more annoying than painful, I would say.
Yeah. So would you get any more tattoos?
Yeah.
Definitely. I think we're on it's a long road ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally, I got my first tattoo book when I was 8, for my 8th birthday.
Yeah.
It's a thing, like.
We've always been obsessed. It is, and my kitten has been playing with the Christmas decorations consistently for the whole video, so sorry about that.
Bye.
Bye.